Welcome back to AW360 Live at Advertising Week. I'm BJ Smith. I have with me Wade Rifkin of Clear Channel Outdoor. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're the SVP of Programmatic, right? So the first thing that pops in my head when I hear that is, how does Programmatic and Outdoor marry together?
Yeah, it's a good question, and as you'd imagine, this is a new role for us over at Clear Channel, right? I was the first person to join and lead Programmatic for us, and really was charged with figuring out how to bring a physical medium and let that be something that can be transacted in platforms that are being used for display, video, mobile, etc. And the great thing is, I mean, many people are familiar with the digitization of our screens, right? Our billboard screens, our bus shelter screens, our airport screens. There are digital reflections of all of those. On the back end, there's some technology that can integrate into the broader programmatic ecosystem, and that's what we've been able to do by partnering with folks like Rifkin Project, which is our cross-channel supply-side platform that we were the first media owner to work with. We now leverage them in a private marketplace buying capacity using their real-time biddable pipes to let advertisers buy billboards like banner ads, right?
Okay.
And in real time, targeted with data and with kind of flexible, responsive spending behind a very traditional media channel.
You know, one of the things that I wonder about, especially with outdoor, is how do you deal with attribution? And I know that data is really important. You know, how people are responding to the outdoor, how they're responding to, whether it's a banner ad on a website or, you know, an outdoor. How do you track that to help people buy the right product?
Yeah, one of the best things to happen to out-of-home in the recent past is the rise of mobile data. So we actually have a solution that we rolled out about a year and a half ago called Clear Channel Outdoor Radar. And that's our mobile data-driven toolkit for smarter and better planning and targeting on the front end, and then attribution and measurement on the back end. So by working with data partners that power Radar, we're able to understand patterns of movement using this anonymous aggregated location data, understand who was in front of a board when a campaign was running. They're then exposed to a campaign, understand who is not, they're a control group, and then look at the difference between those two aggregate groups in things like foot traffic to retailers or QSRs, or attitudinal lifts through brand surveys, or even do tune-in lift to understand you know, who was watching one particular show more than another. So that's been a big area of emphasis for us overall, and that spans both direct buys that can be done with us, as well as programmatic buys.
So I'm really curious. I want to get into the geeky weeds of it. I mean, I really love getting into the technical stuff as well. I mean, is it as simple as there's something on the phone that I have in my pocket when I go by that it's registering, or how do you identify who's going by these products?
It's GPS data.
GPS data. Okay.
Yeah, so it's all opted in through partners that we work with to basically do the data collection, storage, and analysis. So you know, we're not doing any kind of device ID or cookie ID collection ourselves,
right.
But we're working with best-in-class, very privacy-compliant partners who can take that on and then, you know, create those groups for us that we can use as the foundation for analysis to prove what we've intuitively known for decades, is that, you know, out-of-home works and breaks through.
Okay, that's really interesting. So that's way more detailed than I think most people would expect it to be. So what are some of the things that you're looking for in the future? What is like the next level of this? Well, or can you tell us some secrets?
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited to see the platforms that we're working with, namely the supply-side platform partners like Rubicon, as well as others, especially on the demand side of the industry. The DSPs that we work with really start to productize more around out-of-home as a channel. And it's definitely no small feat to take basically a means of transaction that was built for one-to-one, right? One kind of bid request or opportunity to buy programmatically equals one banner ad or one video ad experience. In out-of-home, it's very much one opportunity to buy could reach 100 people or more, right? We're fundamentally one-to-many medium.
Right.
So the platforms that we work with have to be able to do some work to accommodate that and factor that into their sophisticated predictive bidding and optimization algorithms, and even just their interfaces. And I think as that starts to happen, you'll see out-of-home roll out in a bigger and better way within them.
I'm curious, just one more thing is, what are some of the tools that you're using? Okay, so we've got, I say tools or products, I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I think of so we talked about the digital billboards, and you also mentioned the airports. Where are some of the other places that we might find these ads showing up?
Well, we've enabled really all of our core digital formats now for transactions. We kind of bucket them into roadside inventory, which is digital billboards, our largest standardized size, 48 feet by 14 feet. Digital bus shelters on more of a pedestrian side of the road in a couple of markets, and now airport screens in some of the largest airports in the country, like Atlanta, O'Hare, Seattle, Philly, Denver, and others. So we're really working hard to ramp up the number of places that you can find one of our formats available for programmatic and private marketplace transaction.
That's really cool. Wade Rifkin, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
We'll be back with more AW360 Live at Advertising Week.